Hi there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be working with the reverse confetti cured stamp set as well as the coordinating dies to create a Get Well Soon card. So here I'm going to start out by using my Misty to stamp this adorable pig image, and I'm stamping on MFT bubblegum cardstock, and I'm using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink to stamp this image, and I'm going to stamp it twice. I use the coordinating die to cut both of those out. And I'm going to run both of those through my Xyron machine to turn them into stickers. Here I'm trimming down some paper to 5.5 by 3 3/4, and I think this is either Echo Park or Doodlebug. I'm not quite sure. It came in one of the previous Simon Says Stamp card kits. I'm going to create a spinner card, so here I'm lining things up to create a window for the pig to spin around in. I'm using the Sizzix circle dies, and this is size 2.5 inches. So I've centered that panel on the front of a size A2 card, and then I'm going to open up that card, and so I'm just cutting through the top layer, and I'll run that through my Big Shot to create the window. Here I'm adding some foam tape to the back of that panel to add a little bit of extra dimension. Now I'm going to work on creating the element that's going to spin around. So I have the 2 stickers that I made earlier, and I went ahead and cut a length of fishing line. So I'm going to line up one of those pigs, and then I will take my fishing line and place that on the back where it's sticky. And then at this point I realized that I had stamped the pig and cut it out twice and run both through the sticker machine, but I did not have a reverse image, which is what I need in order to complete this. So I stuck both of them back onto the sticker paper, and luckily I had enough of this scrap left over to cut one more pig. So I just cut the same die out again, but I didn't want to waste what I had stamped and already made a sticker. So I'm gonna then place that on the back of the pig that I put on the fishing line, and there we'll have our spinner element. I've removed the backing to the foam tape in the center of my panel there. I'm going to take the pig and center him in the window, and then I'll press that fishing line into the foam tape. I do go ahead and then loop that excess fishing line around back onto the foam tape, and then I'll just trim off the extra. I'll go ahead then next and remove the backing from the rest of that foam tape and go ahead and center this on the front of my card base. Now you may have noticed on the one edge of my panel, the tape that I used to place the die down was a little too sticky, and when I pulled it off it just tore the edge, and I didn't have another piece of this color paper, so I'm just gonna have to work with it, but don't worry, I will cover it up. Next, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I went with the Hope You're Cured Soon. So I'm going to stamp that using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. And then I'm going to trim that down. And I'm just measuring this against my card front. I could not find a pencil, so I'm using my tool that I use to poke out my dies just to make a little scratch mark on either end where I need to trim that. Then using my ATG gun, I'm going to attach this, and I'll just strategically position it so that you won't see that little torn edge on the side. Now, I usually stamp sentiments on the inside of my cards, but since I had to sort of doctor up the front, I wanted to go ahead and stamp something on the inside. I'm using the fence that came with the stamp set, and I'm using Lawn Fawn Walnut ink to stamp that. And then I will also use a little tuft of grass that came in the set and stamp that using Lawn Fawn Fresh Cut Grass ink. Then while I was at it, I decided I wanted to add the pig to the front of the envelope, so I'm stamping that using Lawn Fawn Peachy Keen ink. And then to finish that up, I'm stamping the sentiment Hogs and Kisses on the back flap. And here I've slowed things down to real time so you can see how the spinner works. For one last final touch, I went ahead and added some glossy accents to the eyes and the nose. That completes our card for today. Close-ups as well as a full list of supplies can be found at my blog post listed in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.